And a flood watch remains in effect for southern Louisiana and Mississippi through tomorrow as this Gulf-fueled system moves in. Up to 2 inches of rain an hour possible in some areas. Whit?
Alex Perez, thanks. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Lee Goldberg from our New York station WABC. And Lee, the risk of dangerous flooding continues tonight.
And through the weekend, Whit, for many. Now, that flood watch will continue for parts of Louisiana and Mississippi for rounds of rain. That area of the country can take it 2 to 4 inches of rain. There will be some localized problems, but the more serious threat is to the north, especially over Virginia. In fact, we have ongoing flooding near the Richmond area right now. Rainfall rates up to about 1 inch in 30 minutes, and that could be severe during the overnight. In fact, the elevated flood risk goes from Kentucky all the way to the Outer Banks. Now, tomorrow, we're going to cover a complex of heavy damaging thunderstorms that will start near Des Moines in the morning, go to Chicago, Indianapolis, Detroit, even to Cleveland in the afternoon hours. We could see damaging winds and flash flooding, even a brief tornado from this. This is all being driven by the extreme heat from the middle of the country into the southeast. Heat alerts for 40 million Americans. It's only comfortable in the northeast, at least for now. Whit?
All right, well, brace for that. Lee Goldberg, as always, thank you. Turning now to the midair scare and the emergency landing because of a passenger. The pilot telling air traffic control the man tried to open an emergency exit and was fighting with a flight attendant. And late today, a reported engine fire in a Delta flight diverted to Los Angeles. Here's ABC's Marcus Moore.
Tonight, this passenger on board a SkyWest flight is facing federal charges after allegedly trying to open the exit door mid-flight and shoving a flight attendant, forcing the plane to make an emergency landing. The passenger jet traveling from Omaha, Nebraska to Detroit Thursday with 71 passengers and crew on board. Listen as the pilot alerts air traffic control to a disturbance in the cabin with one of the passengers.
In a fight with our flight attendant right now, trying to open the emergency exit.
About half an hour later, the plane diverting to an airport in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Video showing officers escorting that passenger, identified as 23-year-old Mario Nickprella, off the aircraft. The FAA says there have been 871 reports of unruly passengers so far this year. And tonight, the FAA says they're also investigating a new incident. This video showing a reported engine fire that forced a Delta plane headed to Atlanta to divert back to LAX right after takeoff. The FAA saying the plane landed safely and taxied back to the gate without incident. With the passenger on that SkyWest flight remains in jail tonight, SkyWest says it has zero tolerance for unruly behavior and that the flight continued on to its destination with no other issues. Whit?
All right, Marcus Moore, thank you.